Greetings and welcome to our channel Lifestyle Upgrade. In today's video, we are going to share that what is the most important aspect of our homeschooling. But before we move ahead, let me know, what do you think is that most important aspect? Is it the subject, the syllabus and the curriculum that we have the freedom to choose for our children? Maybe some of you might say it's the safety of our and our kids' sanity and beliefs. Or perhaps you would think it's the flexibility of routines and schedules. Let me tell you what we cherish the most in our home education. And why not understand that through some situational stories from a mother's eyes. So here I give my voice to a mother's narration. A pleasant Monday morning, a beautiful start now that I am spiritually recharged. Kids are awake and making their beds. Everything was going by smoothly. I am completely energized to serve a wholesome breakfast that got ready with almost no effort. And then, Mom, she pushed me away to race to the washroom. Mom, she hit me again. I kept my cool, practiced patience and perseverance, heading towards them to hug them and remind them of the good deeds they need to practice. But now what? My younger child spilled the milk. I am reminding myself of kindness and compassion. So solve the issue and clean the mess. Fast forward to their learning time. Mom, he took my razor. Mom, please take him away. He's scribbling on my books. I felt like shouting on top of my voice. And yes, although I didn't yell, I warned them of dire punishments. Moving on, my fourth grader, who is a reluctant writer, was escaping the journal writing, sitting quietly in a corner, trying to avoid any sort of attention towards him. And I braced myself for a tense discussion with him every time he has to sit with a writing project. But I again stay calm and composed. I call him up and check on the progress of his writing project. He had not yet started, and already half an hour had passed away. I talked to him, listened to his ideas, encouraged him, and he went away smilingly, promising to return in 30 minutes with completed assignments. I kept thinking that his lack in language arts must be my fault. I was carrying on with the day, struggling, trying hard, but I was breaking and getting frustrated. And the more frustrated I became, the harder my heart got. 30 minutes went by, but he did not return. I called him, restraining my fury. He had written, but only a few lines. He had no idea what he was in for. What happened to all his ideas? What is going on with his spellings? How come he isn't getting this? His mother became a miserable monster who shook the paper on her son's face. I gave you a thorough feedback and sent you back with a paper full of suggestions to consider. And here you come with a few lines? Can't you work harder and be responsible? I did not spare the other kids. You all don't deserve my hard work. You don't deserve me. It took a mere flash of few seconds to realize the damage I had done. I had just indirectly told my kids that they were an utter failure, that their small and steady efforts don't matter, that they were a burden, that they don't deserve to be loved and cared for. I sulked at my own reaction. I immediately apologized and told them to take a break from homeschooling while I sat over reflecting. My kids forgave me because they have the biggest, sweetest, and innocent heart. But I could see them hurt with bowed heads and filled up eyes. Alas, what have I done? I was apologetic, I was glum, and I was utterly disappointed at my own behavior. I supplicated and cried and composed myself. I approached my kids as a mother should, played with them as a mother should, conversed about what interested them as a mother should. We discussed our strengths and our shortcomings and planned how to deal with our problems. These childhood lessons help us become mature adults. We become emotionally strong when we learn how to deal with our emotions. We brainstorm new strategies to make living together more fulfilling. As I reflected on this incident, I realized that I reacted because I had forgotten the most important part of homeschooling: relationship. Relationship is the cornerstone of why we are homeschooling in the first place. I am mentoring my kids, teaching them, facilitating learning for them because I am their mother. Homeschooling is an opportunity to learn with and from my children, but when it comes down to it, I am first their mother, then their teacher. It is crucial to internalize that I am my kids' mother, a source of mercy and compassion to them. I am always a mother first, and all other roles of a teacher, mentor, provider fall under the role of a mother. I want my children to remember me as a loving mother, not as a demanding, condescending teacher. I don't want my kids to leave home education saying, "No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers, dirty looks." I don't want my kids to experience homeschooling as something that was full of griefs, letdowns, and frustrations. I had left my school career with a bounce in my step because I had a newfound sense of creative and intellectual freedom. I don't want my children to look back on their homeschool years with the eyes that I had. I want them to think that homeschooling was one of the best experiences of their lives. So every day with my children, in my teaching and interaction, I make sure to remind myself that our relationship is most important. They will eventually learn how to write journals and how to solve algebraic expressions. However, this time to build loving relationships with them is a fast fleeing one. With each day, we are inching closer to the time when they will leave home. They will have their own world. I want them to always remember that their home is an embrace of love, acceptance, and care. Relationship, that's the most important part of our homeschooling. Thank you for watching. Reach out for any queries. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.